we've gotten to the point where what we often call the Hunt for Red October paradigm, where you start out in a language and then woo, suddenly everybody in the Russian submarine is speaking English. That is what doesn't sell with young viewers now.
So hi, I'm Jonathan Bloomberg, writing for movies in Sweden.
Hi, Jonathan. I'd say good
Hi.
morning, but it's only morning where I am. Yeah.
Yeah, it's e evening here, and I'm coming back in like 12 hours to do a follow-up with Ansel.
Oh, great.
And
And Ken.
so
Yeah, great.
and Ken, yeah,
They'll
yeah.
be much more fun
Uh,
than we are, I can guarantee that. Yeah.
we'll just have to wait and see about that. Uh, I obviously watched the entire first season when that aired, but also I've seen the first 5 episodes now of the second season, and this is one of those shows that I really love and try to get people to watch because I really feel like this is true like peak TV. But there is this barrier that people don't always speak in English. And I know you've tried that before with the Eddie, which I also love. That was French, now it's Japanese. How would you guys kind of feel like audiences are embracing this show and having that barrier be broken, hopefully?
Well, you know what's so interesting is even in the making of this, even from the process of conceiving, as I conceived the show and started writing it and then sold the show to Max, um, from that moment to now, the transformation of how open people are, I find, to reading subtitles. It is so. I mean, let's not forget that Squid Game happened between while we were making.
And
And
Parasites
before
too.
that, Parasite, and before that, Narcos
Yeah.
happened, Money
So
Heist happened.
I mean, I have a 21-year-old son, and they don't think twice. They don't even think about what language they're watching, which is kind of thrilling. So I think, it was I had to there was concern, a rightful concern because of the world from the point of view of the executives, like, oh, is it going to be too much Japanese? And I was very adamant that it couldn't be authentic if we weren't basically at least or more the half of the show be in Japanese. And the very specific rules are
So
created. Which characters speak Japanese, which speak English, who chooses when a language is changed in the scene from the hierarchy point. But now I feel that all of us, from our executive partners to or the actors to us to the audience, I think just goes with it, which is pretty exciting.
I think that we've gotten to the point where what we often call the Hunt for Red October paradigm, where you start out in a language and then woo, suddenly everybody in the Russian submarine is speaking English. That is what doesn't sell with young viewers now. And even the use of like egregious Italian accents when people are speaking English, but it's supposed to be Italian. Even that, I think, feels kind of jokey. Um, but it's to look at how quickly it's changed. When we made the Eddie, this 2019, 2020, Netflix was pushing us to release not only a subtitled version, but also an all English version in which the actual actors who were switching between English and French would dub themselves in English for the parts where they were speaking French, which was a mad idea because understanding the story hinged on knowing what language they were speaking and who understood what who was saying. And we dug in our heels and we refused, and they accepted it, but that suggestion wouldn't even come up today.
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm really happy that this is where we're going. And I know actually that there's a few Swedish shows that the cast actually gets to do that and read their own lines in English as well. But here I just feel like I'm more proud of Ansel and Rachel for doing their parts. I don't know if they are fluent now or if they only know to how to read the lines, but
No,
they
they're
sure
really
seem fluent.
it's been really impressive to watch, and it really has made them really be able to wear their characters like a glove, and allows me in the writing and Alan and the other directors and directing to sort of try different things because of their ability to go back and forth. And
I mean, they're still the lines are as written are a little more eloquent than their own natural Japanese might be. So there is learning involved, but they understand exactly what they're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really impressive. And I don't want us to dwell only on this, but I find it interesting. And also, you guys not, I'm guessing you're not fluent in Japanese. So
I am.
Alan speaks
I'm
super.
fluent. Yeah.
oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But
So I can keep an eye on both sides.
yeah, that's good then, because that's what my question would actually going to be. So then I would like to jump back to even the pilot episode, where you had Michael Mann coming in and directing that and kind of setting the tone, or at least that's how we the viewers feel like when you bring in a big director like that. And I was wondering, not to diminish you at all, Alan, but I was just wondering how it kind of is to um, come after like Michael Mann and trying to do your own thing, but also keeping that tone alive that is being set in a pilot episode. So I was wondering how you
Yeah,
kind
you
of
know,
do that.
it's a very common practice, which I won't comment on, but in to have a big name feature director direct the pilot of a show and then turn to more trusted television experience directors moving on, it's a practice that is becoming less common. And in fact,
Yeah,
in our case, it wasn't really technically a pilot. We were picked up straight to series. So Michael was hired to direct episode one, but as soon as he finished shooting, we went into episode two. We weren't waiting to, we didn't see his edit of the pilot until we were well into shooting episodes two and three and four. So in that sense, there are certain things that you want out of having a visionary, as Michael is, a visionary director, set up your pilot, but it's still not free reign because it's still a written series that has a design to it. And so there are always certain objectives that certain story points that will pay off down the line in the season that JT has carefully engineered. And those things must be minded even in the planning of the pilot and then in the planning of the episodes that come. So it is when handled best, it is still you want the visionary aspect of the filmmaker, but you also want to make sure that what they are doing is going to service the intention of the show as it will be revealed throughout the season.
yeah, that's totally fair. Uh, I think that was all the time that I had with you
Oh, I'm
guys,
sorry.
and it was lovely. And as I said, I'm a huge fan of the show, so I hope we do get more seasons in the future, and then we'll talk again, hopefully. So
Sounds good.
best of luck with the premiere of this season, and let's fingers crossed for that third season.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.